Moving to the latest tonight in the coronavirus outbreak, important developments in the St. Louis area.
Yeah, Steve, there's belief tonight that St. Louis County is at or near its plateau of cases. That's according to Dr. Alex Garza, the head of the St. Louis Metro Pandemic Task Force. He stresses the numbers are not trending down yet, but recent signs are encouraging. And we already know that St. Charles, Franklin, and Jefferson counties are planning to reopen Monday with the governor's plans. All new at 10 tonight, though, the city of Eureka's mayor says he will join them. Just one problem: Eureka sits mostly inside St. Louis County.
And Sam, we start our team coverage with that story tonight. Alexis Zotos has been investigating this all evening. Alexis, the question right now is if the Eureka mayor's decision is legal.
Well, Steve, the county is not mincing words tonight, saying that any business within St. Louis County that opens prior to that stay-at-home order ending would be in direct violation of the law and public health orders. The mayor of Eureka says they plan to reopen the city on May 4th. In a letter to the public, Mayor Sean Flower says, quote, "We can no longer follow the rules we are under without economic ruin." The city of Eureka straddles Jefferson and St. Louis County, but the majority is in St. Louis County. At today's county council meeting, County Executive Sam Page reiterated everyone must stay home.
Our stay-at-home order remains in effect and will not be lifted. We will reevaluate in mid-May. St. Louis County represents nearly 40% of the cases statewide, and we need to see a significant drop in cases and hospitalizations.
Right now, according to the health department, the 63025 zip code, which includes much of Eureka, has the third highest amount of cases in the county, but many of those are at a nursing home. Earlier this month, 10 mayors, including Eureka's, sent this letter to Sam Page questioning the county's decision to extend the stay-at-home order indefinitely. Also on that letter is the mayor of Chesterfield. I spoke to him by phone, and he says according to their city attorney, they do not have the power to override the county's order due to the charter. So a St. Louis County spokesperson says they're issuing a warning to businesses that if they were to reopen prior to that order ending, they could risk relief funding, even insurance coverage. Now, I did reach out several times tonight to the mayor of Eureka, trying to get a little bit more information on his decision making. I have not yet received a call back. Steve?
All right, Alexis Zotos, thank you. Alexis live this evening for News 4 at 10. All right, other states have experienced this. Just because restaurants are reopening, it doesn't mean diners will immediately return. Businesses in Georgia and most of Tennessee are legally open to customers tonight. According to reservation app Open Table, the number of seated diners in Georgia yesterday was down 98% from a year earlier. In Tennessee, it was down 97% from 2019. The ongoing pandemic is producing some incredible acts of generosity. But the hard truth is many charities are now struggling. MERS Goodwill and Salvation Army haven't been able to accept donations for weeks. News 4's Emma Hogue is learning it's taking a toll. Emma's live this evening in Brentwood.
Steve, right now these donation drop-off bins are completely full, but many charities aren't accepting items because it is just not safe. Tonight they're asking you to hold on to those items you plan to donate. Do not throw them away, because when they do reopen, they say there are people who really need them.
It's been very devastating, very depressing.
For over a month, Stephanie Pittner has been out of a job. Like some, the makeup artist has found herself with more free time after being laid off.
Lots of closets to go through, lots of old clothes piled up that I need to donate.
But tonight she says she doesn't know where to drop off her donations. Due to safety concerns, MERS Goodwill and the Salvation Army stopped accepting clothing and furniture items in mid-March.
You would think that people would need help, and I would think the donations would be a good thing at this time.
We have a lot of people calling us and just excited about when are you going to open.
Dave Kutchback oversees 28 MERS Goodwill locations in the St. Louis area. The organization, known for helping others, forced to furlough over 1,000 employees last month.
It's made a significant impact on our organization.
As unemployment numbers rise, many are needing discounted items. Missouri stores in counties abiding by the governor's orders could open shortly after May 4th. But for St. Louis City and County, he says restrictions need to be lifted first.
Please hang on to them. We're going to open as soon as we can.
And once they do, those items won't hit shelves for 3 to 7 days after being dropped off. Instead, they'll sit in a trailer, quarantining until bacteria is killed.
It's devastating to a lot of people.
Pittner says she's counting down the days.
The minute it opens, I will be there and I will donate my stuff.
So the Salvation Army also tells me they still don't know when they'll start recollecting those donations again. They're actually meeting this week to figure that out. But the big takeaway here, hang on to those donations just a little bit longer, because when they do reopen, there are people that can really benefit from them. Reporting live in Brentwood tonight, Emma Ho, News 4.
I have a spare bedroom lined with items that I need to donate. I'm one of those waiting for them to reopen. Thank you so much for that story. The demand is there, and so is the supply for now. Tonight, the problem is finding the workers to process the meat. President Trump issued an executive order to keep meat processing plants open. Livestock is piling up because of a drop in workers. According to their union, 22 plants have closed because of the virus, and at least 20 meat packing and food processing workers have died. It comes amid warnings that shelves in grocery stores could go empty later this week. News 4 did reach out to Schnucks and Deerbergs. Both tell us they have a good stock. However, both added that this pandemic has proven to be a very fluid situation. Well, the cases of coronavirus surge in some long-term care facilities across the metro and the country as well. Some facilities, such as rehab centers, are releasing patients, but those people are now entering a society threatened by the coronavirus. All new at 10, News 4's Ashley Lincoln is speaking to a Metro East family dealing with this. She is live with the steps being taken to protect their mother, who's been released. Ashley.
Well, Samantha, it was heartfelt to see that family leave with their loved one today, but they tell us that while she was able to overcome her illness, coronavirus hit while she was inside this facility. Now this family, like many others, are working to protect their vulnerable loved one from getting this virus. It's been a long time coming.
This is just so exciting
For the family of 77-year-old RG Dublin.
It's been a long journey.
Tuesday, they honked their horns as she was discharged from the Barnes Jewish Extended Care Facility in Clayton after enduring several months of rehab.
We could have lost her.
Her daughter, Darla Nichols, says her mother almost lost her life before doctors found an abscess on her spine.
So she was in excruciating pain, and she was in and out of here for 5 months. 5 months. Yes, so it has truly been a journey.
Dublin, like thousands of seniors in facilities across the country, are completing their rehabs without family members nearby after facilities banned visitations at nursing and rehab centers to prevent the spread of the virus.
I couldn't see her, of course, but we would go around to the window and wave at her, so, and then we contact each other by phone.
Nichols says it was hard for her mother at times because when she entered the facility back in February, fears of catching coronavirus were non-existent. By mid-March, visitation ceased, leaving Dublin to focus on her April 28th release date.
They told us, don't worry about her, because we got her.
Dublin is considered a part of the vulnerable population classified by the CDC. Nichols says they're making sure they're taking all necessary steps to keep her safe from catching the coronavirus on her return home.
I'm going to take all precautions and prayer. The greater I am.
Now, this facility does still have their no visitation policy in place. They have thought outside of the box on different ways family members can communicate with their loved ones. Now, experts are telling families who do take home loved ones from these facilities to have a protection plan in place at your home to try to make sure these individuals don't catch this virus. Live tonight in Clayton, Ashley Lincoln, News 4.
This is welcome news to many tonight. Visitors can now return to dozens of parks across St. Louis County. 30 reopened today, while another 21 will remain closed. Not everything is back to normal. Most of the trails for riding and walking will be one-way only. There are also signs to remind you that social distancing remains a must. It's also worth noting that areas like sports courts and playgrounds will remain closed. To get a better idea of what parks have reopened near you, check out the KMOV News app. That's where you can find all of News 4's coronavirus coverage as Missouri prepares to reopen.